Why is it that so many older men today are embracing the single life? Is it a newfound love for freedom, a response to life's changes, or something more personal and profound? There are many reasons behind this trend. From shifting social expectations to a focus on health, each man has his own path. But the desire for peace and self-fulfillment runs through them all. Let's explore these reasons in depth. You may find that they bring a new perspective to aging, love, and happiness. Before getting into the main content, don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to click the notification bell so you won't miss any future content. 1. The changing world of dating. Let's be honest. Dating today isn't what it was decades ago. There was a time when getting to know someone was straightforward. A few laughs over coffee, maybe a friendly walk, and, if the sparks were there, a steady companionship would naturally follow. But these days, dating feels like a different world. Back then, roles felt defined in a way that brought a sense of clarity. Men were providers, women were caretakers. But the world has changed, and with it, so have relationships. Women are now independent, successful, and driven. They have careers, passions, and busy lives of their own, and they're looking for equal partnerships. While this progress is wonderful, it can feel intimidating for some older men who grew up with a different model of relationships. Today's dating expectations include everything from sharing deep emotions to maintaining equality in decision-making. These shifts aren't impossible to adjust to, but for many of us, it's a lot to take on. We've spent years adapting to life's changes, new careers, family responsibilities, and all the challenges that come with them. At this stage, we crave simplicity, a sense of peace, and a little less figuring things out. This is why, for many of us, staying single feels like the most comfortable path. It's not that we're against companionship. In fact, we welcome it in different forms. But the traditional dating world, with its fast-paced expectations, can feel a little overwhelming. After a lifetime of responsibility, the last thing we want is to feel pressure to meet new standards or fit into someone else's mold. Embracing the single life isn't about avoiding change. It's about recognizing what brings us the most comfort and peace in this chapter of our lives. 2. Finding joy in solitude. One of the greatest surprises of growing older is discovering the difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Solitude, as it turns out, can be a gift. It's taken years to reach this understanding, but now being alone feels more like a luxury than anything else. In solitude, we find a rare kind of freedom. There's something deeply satisfying about waking up each day and knowing that our time is our own. It's liberating to make choices without feeling the need to compromise or adjust for someone else's needs. Want to watch an old Western at 3 a.m? There's no one to disturb. Craving pancakes for dinner? Go for it. It's our time, and for many of us, this newfound autonomy feels better than we ever imagined. Life has been a journey of compromise, family, careers, friends. Now solitude is a friend we're happy to welcome. It's not that we don't value companionship, but we've learned that being content with ourselves can be just as fulfilling. After years of putting others first, solitude offers us the chance to focus on our own happiness, our own routines, and our own peace. For some of us, a good dog or a cherished cat can be all the companionship we need. Pets don't ask for much more than food and love, and they're always happy to see us, whether we've had a great day or a tough one. They offer a sense of comfort and warmth that doesn't come with strings attached, which is exactly what many of us seek. Solitude, balanced with companionship on our own terms, allows us to enjoy life in a way that we may have never experienced before. 3. The realities of small-town life. If you've ever lived in a small town, you'll understand that dating in these communities can be both challenging and limited. When we're younger, small towns have a charm. They're filled with familiar faces, local traditions, and a sense of closeness. But as we get older, these same aspects can make dating feel like navigating a maze with no clear exit. Finding someone in a small town who shares similar interests and values can be tough. The dating pool feels more like a small puddle, and everyone seems to know everyone's story. Going on a single date can become town news faster than you can say hello, and that adds a layer of pressure many of us would rather avoid. Privacy becomes a rare commodity, and for those who value it, the thought of dating in such a close-knit community becomes less appealing. For this reason, many of us focus on the lives we've already built rather than seeking new relationships. We put our time and energy into our families, our friends, and our hobbies. We've come to understand that fulfillment doesn't always come from a romantic partnership. It can come from meaningful connections with those who already know and love us. Some of us find joy in volunteering, mentoring, or taking on small projects that contribute to our communities. We don't need a romantic relationship to feel valued or needed. Instead, we find meaning and purpose in nurturing the bonds we already have. In small towns, this approach brings a sense of stability and peace that a new relationship might disrupt. 4. The importance of financial freedom. Finances might not be a glamorous topic, but they're essential, especially at this stage of life. We've spent years working, saving, and building our nest eggs with the goal of creating a comfortable future. Now that we're finally enjoying that financial security, the thought of taking on a new relationship with all its potential financial implications can feel overwhelming. Many of us have children, grandchildren, and possibly even great-grandchildren, and we want to leave behind a legacy that will support them. Bringing a new partner into our lives could mean dividing assets, making financial sacrifices, or complicating estate plans. For some, this isn't about greed or stinginess. It's about honoring the hard work we've put in and ensuring that our loved ones are cared for. Financial independence is deeply rewarding. It gives us the freedom to travel, to enjoy the little luxuries, or even to support causes close to our hearts. When we've reached a point where we can enjoy life without financial stress, it's natural to want to preserve that freedom. The peace of mind that comes from financial stability often outweighs the potential benefits of a new relationship. For those who have been through a divorce, financial considerations become even more significant. Many of us have experienced the impact of alimony, settlements, and the toll that dividing assets can take on our well-being. Choosing the single life is sometimes about protecting what we've worked for, allowing us to focus on living without the worry of financial strain. 5. Navigating new confidence challenges. As we age, the thought of dating again can bring up insecurities we may have forgotten we had. There's something humbling about putting ourselves out there in a dating world that feels completely unfamiliar. While we're experienced in life's big challenges, the world of modern dating can feel like learning a new language. We may not understand some of the new dating norms or the fast-paced nature of online dating. Terms like ghosting and swiping seem foreign, and the idea of building a profile or putting ourselves online can feel intimidating. Dating was simpler back in the day, and the shift to a more digital, quick-paced format can feel overwhelming. For many of us, confidence in this new dating landscape doesn't come easily. Rather than trying to fit into a world that feels so unfamiliar, we choose to focus on what we know and love. Confidence at this age isn't about proving ourselves, it's about embracing who we are. We don't need a relationship to feel validated or secure. Instead, we find peace in our own self-acceptance, knowing that we've come this far with strength and resilience. This approach allows us to avoid the pressure of dating and simply enjoy life as it is. Confidence is about knowing ourselves, feeling content with who we've become, and appreciating the wisdom that comes with experience. It's about choosing authenticity over fitting into someone else's mold, and that choice brings its own sense of peace. 6. health and well-being concerns. Health becomes more than just a priority as we grow older. It becomes a major focus. With age come new health challenges, from managing medications to scheduling regular checkups and navigating the occasional health setback. This can be draining, and for many of us, inviting someone new into this reality doesn't feel fair. For some, the desire to stay single is about protecting our independence and respecting our limitations. It's not about giving up on companionship. It's about recognizing what we need to feel our best. Our health is a precious asset, and by keeping life simple, we can give it the attention it deserves. Health can also affect how we see ourselves and how we think others perceive us. For men who've always been strong and active, the changes that come with age can feel like a loss. Embracing the single life allows us to focus on our well-being without the added stress of worrying about how a partner might perceive our limitations. It's also worth noting that intimacy and energy levels shift with age. The idea of keeping up with a partner in every sense can feel unrealistic. Rather than facing these vulnerabilities, many of us choose to focus on ourselves, our health, and the simple joys that bring us happiness. It's about knowing our boundaries and finding peace in a lifestyle that supports our health. 7. Family and relationships come first. Family is central to our lives, especially in our later years. For many of us, the thought of blending two entire families, with all the dynamics and history that come with it, feels daunting. Adult children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren add complexity to the equation, and we may not want to navigate that within a new relationship. There's also the reality that our children may not fully understand or accept a new partner in our lives. They may worry about inheritance, family gatherings, or how this new person might affect existing relationships. Navigating these waters can bring stress, and at this stage, many of us choose simplicity over potential family tension. Choosing to stay single allows us to prioritize the family relationships we've built over the years. It allows us to invest in the people who matter most without the complications that come from adding a new partner into the mix. For some, this choice isn't about rejecting love, but about honoring the relationships that already give us fulfillment. Family provides a sense of continuity and purpose that often outweighs the benefits of a romantic partnership. By focusing on family, we create a legacy that reflects our values, strengthens our bonds, and gives us a sense of purpose and joy. In the end, choosing to stay single in our later years isn't about giving up on love or companionship. It's about recognizing what brings us peace, happiness, and contentment in this stage of life. Many of us have built lives that bring us joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose, and the single life gives us the freedom to enjoy those things without compromise. So here's to living life on our terms, cherishing what we have, and embracing each day with the wisdom we've gained. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you find these insights valued, please comment number 1. If not, comment number 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. See you next time.